Did you catch it last night? Yeah, the Super Bowl. No, not Rihanna's halftime show. Not even Patrick Mahomes' gutsy, ridiculously gutsy performance on that high ankle sprain. We're talking about Nick Sirianni's reaction or response to the national anthem. Hi, I'm Julie Jones, mental performance coach at SSB Performance, Smarter, Stronger, Better Mindset Training. Here with this week's Mindset Made Simple Tip of the Week, brought to you by Game Day Sportswear. This week we are talking about visualization. As we were watching last night, just before they played the national anthem, one of my favorite parts of the whole shindig, they told a story about Nick Sirianni, the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles, and his visualization of Whitney Houston's iconic national anthem rendition and him standing on the sidelines at the Super Bowl. He would play it over and over in his head. This is a guy from a Division III school here in Ohio, Mount Union University. He won 3 national championships himself as a player. But still, Division III football player, now on the sidelines, facing the biggest game of his life in the Super Bowl. What an amazing trajectory. And he visualized himself there. He knew what it was going to feel like. I'm not so sure he knew he would be so overtaken with emotion and actually cry. And of course the camera's panning on him. And at that point right there, my dad looked over at me and he says, dreams do come true. And that is so true, Dad. And that visualization that Nick used as he was moving through his career had come to fruition. If it's good enough for him, it's good enough for us. And all of us can use it at any time. That's the cool part about the tool. Let's then move to get a little bit more about this from author Steve Magness. He wrote the book Do Hard Things. And in it he talks about being a high school runner, and he was about a 4:17 miler. Now, that's pretty fast if you ask me. But he was in the top 100 in high school at 4:17. Then he started to visualize his races. The pre-race, the start, the entire race, including the fight-through portions of the race. That time when you feel like you want to give up, your legs feel like they're lead, that time where you know that you can do it, but your body is screaming and your mind is telling you no. He fought through those things in his visualizations. And he accredits his ability to get his mile down to 4:01. That's a major difference at that level to these visualizations. He didn't do them, and he was at 4:17 and could not break it. He started having a habit of watching himself run these races and overcome these obstacles and feel himself succeed, confident, capable, succeeding, and he got to 4:01. And then he wrote a couple books about it. Pretty cool. He just talked about it just recently on the Mark Divine podcast. I think it's episode 390. You should check it out. Pretty good. But this whole visualization tool is at our ready. You have heard me talk about it before. You've even seen me show the picture of the 3 brains, the 2 brains that look almost exactly the same, us seeing with our eyes and us seeing with our mind's eye. And whether we're getting ready to step up to the plate, whether we're getting ready to stand in front of the boardroom, or whether we're getting ready to sing with a full orchestra behind us and a full chorus, which we have never done until that moment, if we can live that experience before we get there, we are priming our brain and our body to do what we want. It's like we're pre-experiencing the performance. Pre-experiencing the performance. What does that mean? We're living it, we're feeling it, we're seeing it, we're there. And our brain and our body don't know the difference. In fact, in a book called Musical Excellence, Strategies and Techniques to Enhance Performance, Connolly and, let me make sure I get it right, where is it? Connolly and Williamson talked about the fact that this is merely us using our auditory and our motor skills, imagining them without doing it physically. They go on to say that we are creating this experience that then we want to match with our physical experience. Or we're taking the physical experience that we've already had and we're matching it with a lived, imagined experience so that we can recreate it. and prime ourselves to want more of it. It's an amazing tool, and it's on board with us all the time. That's the cool part about it. I mentioned the rehearsal of the orchestra and the choir. We got to go on Saturday to the Akron Symphony and the Gospel Meets Symphony Choir. It was an amazing night, and they had a national recording artist come out and sing this beautiful song, another tearjerker. I'm a national anthem crier, just like Nick Sirianni. It's just the way that it is. And this also was, just amazing. But the woman comes out and she sings, and I am certain it's the first time she had performed with the orchestra and with the choir. She doesn't come to weekly rehearsals. She is there for that one moment to sing with this group, and it was astonishing. How? I am certain that the choir had imagined what it was going to be like with her there singing. I am certain that the orchestra, the symphony, had imagined what her tempo would be, what the sound would be like, and it was as if they had done it a million times. Because here's the truth of it. The music doesn't change. The score doesn't change. The tempo changes, the environment changes, our emotions change. And we can live those before we get there so that we stay on tempo. We stay in an environment that allows us to perform our best. That's the cool part about the tool. We pre-experience our performance. Whatever that performance is. It can be anything. Is it shooting that game-winning foul shot? We can pre-experience that. Is it standing on the sidelines at the NCAA tournament? We can pre-experience that. We know what's going to come in some ways. We know we're going to be nervous. We know things are going to be hard. We know exactly what our body is supposed to do. So let's go there before we're there. And here are a few ways that we can do that. You don't need 20 minutes and meditation. You need a few seconds or a few minutes, but what you need is a simple plan. And here are 6 things that you can do. Number 1, decide exactly what you want. You are the author of your visualization book or the director of your mind movie, so make it what you want. Number 2, be sure you see yourself performing at your best. You are writing the script. See it exactly how you want it to be. Now, yes, sometimes we can throw in those emotions and overcome them, because that's number 3, right? We have to live the experience. Sometimes we have to watch ourselves overcome. Sometimes we have to watch ourselves just killing it. And that's it. Mix it up. That's number 4. Mix it up from the time when you are in complete flow to the time when you are fearful and overcoming. Either way, you are training your body how to react or respond when these situations come to fruition. You're going there before you're there. I always use this tool, particularly when I'm at the beginning of a semester and I'm trying to learn my students' names. And you know how they usually sit in the same spot. I go through my mind and picture all their faces and all their names so that within 2 classes, I know everybody. Whether we have 15 students in a class or 30, I can pick through and see who sits where. And that helps me build a connection, but it really helps me be more comfortable and confident when I walk in that room to say, yeah, Jada, Braden, Damon in the back, Dylan sits in front. These are the students, and there we are. I walk in with more confidence. Number 5, even though we must acknowledge the fact that there is going to be pressure, we are going to feel stress, we are going to experience all these things and the things that we do, and we need to watch ourselves overcome them, we still ultimately need to see ourselves doing things to the finish. And we want that finish to be the result that we are expecting, or the result that we are working for. So watch it to the end. If you're fielding the ball and you're throwing it to first, watch the first baseman catch it. Watch the out. Watch the umpire ring him up. Watch the crowd. Hear it all. The bottom line is that we have to live it. We don't do anything without emotion. And we have to add emotion into our visualization. We have to smell it. We have to feel it. We have to touch it. What would it feel like tactically? We need to hear it. And of course we need to see it, but we need to feel it, if you get what I'm going there. Living it before we actually live it. And then finally, keep it simple. Replay the good stuff, re-script other things that need improvement. Keeping it simple will keep us doing it. Visualization is not hard. Being disciplined enough to do it often enough for it to help us is hard. Making it a habit is hard. So whether you're singing in front of a symphony for the first time, or you are giving a sales presentation to a new group for the first time, watch yourself and live that experience before you get there. I guarantee you, you will be more confident and you will be more comfortable if you can watch yourself be successful in these situations. It takes a couple minutes out of your day. I just read something today that said the triangle principle was what we need to do. You do it 3 minutes in the morning, 3 minutes in the middle of the day, and 3 minutes at the end of the day. For whatever your presentation is going to be, whatever your performance is, watch your skills, play it out. Just simple actions. You don't need pure quiet. You don't even need to close your eyes, but you need to be able to feel the emotion that goes with it. You need to be able to see the detail exactly how you want it done. One other way you can get your visualization up to par is you can call me, and I'd love to work with you and your team. I have a 3-part visualization session that we can go through that I guarantee will help you be more adept and more comfortable with this skill that can change the way that you perform. Contact me at juliej@ssbperformance.com. Check out this tip. There's a link in there to Nick Sirianni's performance prior to the Super Bowl with the national anthem. And I'd love to work with your team, so reach out at any time. Until then, manage the moments, visualize the moments that you want to capitalize on, and have a great week.